on the ride today, what are we doing? About 10.5 miles, Brendan?
Well, that was the proposed route.
Okay.
But what's the temperature?
Well, right now it's dropped about 10 degrees. We're at 44 now. This is the coldest I've ever ridden in, but I'm up for the challenge. But I got to thank Trina from the Bike Stop, who's right behind me, along with JD Flynn, Richard. This is great because we've got 3 community pillars here today: the Bike Stop, Open Door Co-working, and Visual Impressions. Take it right there, young Mary Anthony. By the way, what is the coldest you've ever ridden in, Brendan? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, the coldest I've ever ridden in is actually freezing temperatures, but 34 degrees in rain was pretty brisk for Hilly 100 in 2009. I don't know that I actually would call that an enjoyable experience, but it was an experience nonetheless.
Now, Trina, come on out because I want to bond with you.
Trina's probably ridden on ice.
I just,
No.
you just got to tell us a little bit about like the gear, some of the gear we've got on from the Bike Stop. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. As I was telling you earlier, Rick, it's not about there's no such thing as awful weather, just awful clothing, you know? So you can be out in this. I'm pretty comfortable. I was prepared for this a little bit more because I was north of here, so I saw this front coming in ahead of everybody else. But you know, some wind front material and some gloves and, you know, hats, ear warmers, all that good stuff. Really makes for more of an enjoyable ride.
It's freezing. I would have never thought that I would have been out here, but I love it, and I love the ambience, and I love the company. I love riding with you. I really enjoy myself.
Well, that's good. You know, it's a little foggy, so safety first. If you notice, everybody, I believe, has the flashers on, so cars can see us from, you know, pretty far, and that's really important as well. You know, helmets, lights, all the good stuff like that.
How you feeling, Rick?
Awesome. I love this. We're at 6.4. Everybody's rocking it. Everybody's been awesome. The thing that I think I'm most surprised at is the way the gear is. For me personally, I can ride all day as long as I'm warm, and I'm warm.
I am proud of myself. I've hung in there. I only was wore down on a couple hills, but Trina from the Bike Stop let me use one of their bikes to compare it to my old big box store mountain bike, and this is so much better. A much smoother ride. I feel like I'm not working near as hard, and it's cold, but you know, I would rather this than it be really hot. So
Yeah.
I feel like we can layer on, but you can't do much to cool down. I kept worrying all morning due to the fog that we might have to cancel, and
Definitely a foggy day.
I'm really glad we didn't. And I don't even feel that wore out. Like I could totally keep going. You said only a mile left? Woo! That makes me say, let's do it again.
So we had a few people come out today.
This is great. Big round of applause. Come on.
Woo! Yeah. We did 9.8.
9.8.
Not too bad. What everybody think? I'm not my
I know, I am too a little. My face is
I have to say this for me personally. Brendan was my mentor, the guy who started me on the Bike Stop. This is really, for me, this is like, this is emotional in a cool way. Bike Stop was one that turned me on to great bike via Brendan and our Tour de LaPorte this past August 15. And I had never ridden in this type of weather,
Yeah.
so today was the coolest.
Nice.
And I always vowed, I said to these guys, I would never ride in anything under 50. Today was 44. We did 9.8, and I'm very proud. This is a great group.
Yeah, this was fun. It was a
You
lot
know
of
what
fun.
though? If you were out of the wind, we were warmed up, and it really wasn't that cold.
Yeah,
Right.
Once
yeah.
you got warmed up.
Yeah. It was a
Trina,
good ride. It was a lot
what
of fun.
did you think, Trina?
I loved it. But you know, I like you mentioned earlier, I had the gear on, so I was kind of toasty and warm inside. But I thought it was beautiful having the fog on the lake. It was just, I mentioned
Really
to this gentleman over here, we were living in a postcard.
Yeah.
And that's what you do when you ride a bike. You live in a postcard all the time. So I loved it. I'd do it
It was
again.
fun.
I look forward
We
to
will do it
living in a
again.
postcard that has 85 degrees.
Yeah.
That's
A summer, a
postcard.
summer
I agree.
postcard. Yeah, we'll do it
Riding in
again.
a full
What did you
sweat.
think, buddy?
Yes.
I'll tell you when I catch my breath.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I'll tell you, we all had different bikes. We all dressed a little bit different, but I just want to thank everybody just from Younger Life and Brendan, Trina, and Richard and JD and all of us. And by the way, thanks to our great crew that helped us behind the scenes. What a wonderful thing it is to just know that you have that support behind you and all around you. That's what this is all about. So you mapped this out. We did roughly about 10 miles, but what would be our next step, you think, for more riders to join us?
Well, again, I think, about the same.
The same.
I think the goal is you want to be ambitious yet achievable. And so, 10 miles is ambitious, and for some people it's maybe too ambitious, but I think it's important to set kind of those ambitious goals, because once you achieve them, you realize that you can do more than you thought, and I think that's really encouraging and motivating for people. So, I think the next step is let's find a day where it's warm, it's dry, there's fog, and we can try it again, and maybe on a weekend when we can get some more people out.
Are we all in?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was a great way to, enjoy Earth Day, right?
Yeah,
absolutely agree.
Right? She just flexed her muscles a little bit, and we gave it back to her. I thought you guys all did a great job, every one of you.
Absolutely.
So, and we had fun along the way.
Yeah.
A lot of laughing.
Yes, lots of fun.
Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Rick
Thanks.
Federici.
I'm Mary Anthony.
And this is our group, Younger Life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not Mike.